Let's try this again. Jared Neebs and I have both had issues with the live feeds not working correctly on YouTube. Let's see if it works now, because what happened was I had people log in and then they all disappeared and then I wasn't getting any comments. So I knew there were people here and I saw that it said that there was a comment, but I didn't actually get one. What's going on here with this charger cord? Let's try it again. Let's see. Do I get anyone showing up? You guys are at a different angle because the counter is, hey, now someone's here. Let's see. Who's here? Hey. Okay, so now the comments are working. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It was like, it would show that I had people and then they all disappeared, and it showed that I got comments, but none of them popped up. So guys, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably already know what I'm talking about. This channel finally hit 1 million views. Now, granted, that's lifetime. That's not like on a video, but I do have a video that's close to 200,000 views. So I know that we have a giveaway that's going to happen on the 20th. I'm going to do the announcement, the giveaway announcement. So with that being said, on after the 20th, we're going to do the 1 million view giveaway. And I had an item set aside for that because I knew we were getting close. But I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. So with that being said, we've got a couple days until actually tomorrow's the giveaway of the CJRB RIA that I'm doing. So what do you mean tease? We got 1 million subscribers. I'm not going to tell you what it is until I do the announcement. And it's not this. It's not one of these. There may be one of these in a giveaway sometime in the future, but not yet. Because, well, I don't have one. It's the only one I have. Yeah, I'll put that down there. So, with that being said, I have an item that I was saving for the 1 million. No. I'm going to try and do a Stonefish giveaway, but the problem is I have one set aside for someone special that has done a lot for veterans, and I'm going to do that as a special thank you to them. Hang on a second. The reason you guys are at a weird angle is I'm making a pot of beans. I technically cooked them last night because I was up late last night. So I was up late last night because did you as a YouTuber, what was that again? What was that, Mark? What do you as a YouTuber get for 1 million views? Nothing. I just get to make a video saying that I got 1 million views. There is going to be a Stonefish giveaway, but the Stonefish giveaway is because I can't afford to buy another one for the channel. I only have the ones that I was given. So there's going to be a Stonefish giveaway, but that's going to be for the premium tier members only. That's a $300 knife. I'm not just going to give that away to the main body of the channel. I think it would be more fair to guys that are supporting the channel, which Ian Kitagawa, who was I wanted to tell you guys this. There's a lot of issues right now with Patreon. I would prefer, especially for me, because I get raped on the amount of money that the channel actually gets from Patreon. I would prefer, if you are a Patreon supporter, that you just go ahead and cancel that and just pick up a membership on the channel. It's so much better for the channel. It's so much easier. I can do specific things for members. There's tiers. It's easier. I can't put up a video or do a giveaway on Patreon right now because my content, because it's quote unquote weapons, which I've argued with them. They won't let me do anything. They'll take the money, but they won't let me post videos directly to the supporters. They won't let me do giveaways. They won't Patreon takes a huge cut. Google does not take very much actually of the membership. They take the majority of the ad revenue and I get a portion. That's how that works. So if you want to support the channel, I would prefer that you just can't, if you have a Patreon, just cancel it. If I might just shut down my Patreon, if I can get everybody that's a Patreon supporter to cancel that and get a membership. So I don't want to cancel it if, unless somebody's going to be a member, I don't want to cancel it because I don't want to cancel it and then have people that are, there are people that want to support the channel and they do it through Patreon. And maybe it's just because it's easy because they have it as a reoccurring thing. But yeah, if you are one of my Patreon supporters, I would definitely prefer for both of us that you just go ahead and get a membership on the channel. Because the fact is, Patreon deplatforms people. They've been doing it for a while. Mine is really, really limited. I used to be able to post videos directly to, like, put a link to my member or my Patreon supporters. I can't do that anymore. I'm not allowed to. They charge me sales tax, even though still I'm arguing with them. They charge me sales tax for my tiers, and I don't offer goods on my Patreon. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I would prefer that, but there's people that, I don't want to lose revenue from the channel. That's why I haven't canceled it completely. But yeah, I was up all late last night. I have some friends that are stationed overseas that I hadn't got to talk to since Marine Corps birthday. And my beard is crooked. I don't know if my jaw is crooked or what. How do I do it? I just ceramic coat it. We gotta be quiet to go do it, but I'll go to the bedroom and I'll get let's go get mine. And I'll show you, hey, good morning, child.
Good morning.
I'll go get mine and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have my penguin. Hang on, I'm coming. My wife's sleeping. I don't know. She can sleep. My wife could sleep through a fucking earthquake. I just put a ceramic coating on mine, not Cerakote. Cerakote is horrible on knives. There's some things that people use on knives that I just am vehemently opposed to. Cerakote is not good on knives. It's really, really not. It's too thick of a gummy coating, and it just wears off too quickly. That's an actual electrically applied liquid ceramic that's been cured, and it's way different than Cerakote. That stuff DLC is the only stuff that is more resilient than that. That's how I do it. I just ceramic coat the blade. Like any D2 knives I have that I'm going to keep, they get a black nano ceramic coating. And it's a lot more consistent. It's thinner. It's really, really frictionless. It doesn't have that gummy, thick feel to it. That doesn't always work, Ethan. I've got knives that have rusted in the case. In my watertight case, I've had D2 knives rust, just sitting there. It rusts. D2 oxidizes. So just wiping it down and making sure it's dry will help prevent it, but it's never going to keep it from rusting. And so since this knife, I really like it a lot, I just did a black ceramic coating on it. And the nice thing about the DLC black ceramic coating is, I actually have scratched it already on this one. If it was laser engraved, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it real clearly, but the logo is still visible. There's the QSP logo. You can't see it, not real clearly. So, yeah. 1 million views, though. Can you guys believe that? 1 million views across my channel. And there is a video that's going up today. This is not your content for the day. It's not just humidity. It just oxidizes. Steel is always going to oxidize. Even there's the people like, oh, that H1 steel that Spyderco used, it's corrosion proof. It's not. Eventually it will rust. If it has iron in it, if it has Fe as one of the elements, it's going to rust. It's going to oxidize. Even no matter whether you use nitrogen, hydrogen, I don't care what gases you impart in it. The only knife material I've ever had that will not rust, the only one that is out there that is completely corrosion proof, is the Nitnels, the SM100, the titanium nickel alloy. There's a couple other Nitnell materials out there. It's an alloy of a titanium and something else. So it just can't rust. It will not, because it's just not part of its chemical makeup. The way it will oxidize and form because basically when you anodize something, that's an oxide layer. So it will oxidize differently, but not to a point where it damages it, as opposed to steel. There's some materials, when they oxidize, it doesn't deteriorate the material. If copper oxidizes properly, the patina that it forms actually winds up being a protective coating. Aluminum oxidizes, and that's what you get. I don't even know what that is. It's probably a Nitnell. But it doesn't oxidize to where it damages. It forms an oxide layer, and then that protects the rest of the material underneath, unless you use specific things like mercury or gallium on aluminum and scratch the oxide layer. I said metal, Ethan. I said metal. The only metal. Ceramics aren't. Ceramics will make an incredibly sharp blade, but they're so brittle that I've never had one that didn't chip. I've never had one that didn't chip. And then the fact is, even with my diamond stones, you can't really sharpen them like you would think you can. You can't. You got to send them back. They have specific grinders for those ceramics. So, I'm not going to stay on here too long. Maybe give you guys like 5 more minutes. But I just wanted to do that announcement, let you guys know, keep your eyes open. There's going to be a giveaway, and I have something special set aside. What's that? Well, I mean, I would imagine that Terravanium, Vitanium, whatever it is, I would imagine it's a Nitnell. It's probably just a different version of SM100. Summit makes SM100. Elliott made a whole run of knives in it. The thing with those materials, it's not a steel because there's no iron in it. It is an alloy of titanium and nickel. And the thing with those is they're so expensive. Like, in all honesty, per pound, that stuff was more than sterling silver. It cost more than silver per pound, per ounce. So, it's not a cheap material to make a knife out of. But if it is like SM100, it gets terrifyingly sharp. Because technically, since it's not steel, you can get it sharper than a razor. And I've done it because the molecular structure is finer. The actual molecules, the atoms, the materials it's made out of are smaller. So therefore, you have a super fine grained structure. And the fact is, titanium has ductility to it even after it's been heat treated and hardened, so it will flex. I've seen it happen. I've seen people bend SM100 and then it will come back to true once it heats up. So with that being said, at your edge, normally your edge will reach a point where it's so thin that it breaks off, and that's what your burr is, and then you peel that burr off, and it can only get so thin. The material, it can only get so thin because of its brittleness, and then it breaks off, and that's your leading edge. When you are dealing with something like the Nitnells, they are so ductile that you can continue to stretch and thin that and thin that and thin that out because it doesn't break off. It just continues to get thinner until it reaches its its thinnest possible profile. And that's why as you strop SM100, it just continues to get sharper and sharper and sharper. So I can honestly say that SM100 does actually get sharper than anything I've ever dealt with. The only thing I know that gets sharper than that, because I know that scientifically it has the sharpest edge, is like volcanic glass. The obsidian edge goes all the way down to like 1 micron in thickness, or something like that. And so it is the thinnest possible edge. It is technically broken obsidian, chipped obsidian. The obsidian knives are actually the sharpest thing in the world. Like straight razor is like a razor, straight razor is as sharp as you'll ever really be able to get steel. But then again, like I said, there's materials out there that you can get sharper than steel. But most of the time they aren't viable to make a knife out of because a lot of times they're really brittle, they chip, they break, things like that. That's why obsidian has to be renapped. You can't sharpen it because it's so brittle. It's like glass. Glass is super, super, super hard, but it's also super, super, super brittle. Which is why I argue about like some of these guys that like the super high Rockwell on stuff. And I'm like, I think I personally feel that when something's that hard, it becomes brittle. Now, I do know that Big Brown Bear has found ways to do things super hard but have them still be flexible, and that's because he does like a tiered heat treat and it takes forever. So I mean that's not a commercially viable process of what Sean Houston does there, Big Brown Bear at Triple B Customs. You can't do that large scale. It's financially impossible to do that. So guys, I'm going to end this. I just wanted to announce that we reached the million view mark. The video goes up today at 2 p.m. Pacific time because that's 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's good for most people. Yeah, they use a paper wheel. You get close to a mirror polish with a paper wheel when they do a finish. But anyway, yeah, there you go. It's I like the science behind what I do. Like I like the science behind what actually happens to something when you're doing something with it, like heat treat or sharpening, how that actually works. So at any rate, guys, like I said, if you haven't picked one of these up, if you want one, they're great for Christmas. They're available right now. I don't know how many are left. I'm not 100% sure. Just keep in mind it doesn't come with the soft loops. And I can give you the Artisan code, coupon code they gave me, which is Artisan021, no spaces. You save 5%. Just figure that as free shipping. So, guys, I gotta go. I gotta finish these beans and do a couple things around the house. So, video goes up today at 2. It's gonna be a live premiere. I will try to be in there and be in the live comments. So, guys, yep, Artisan021, bingo. Love you guys. Take it easy. Thanks for the views. I appreciate it. Later.